Welcome back, guys, everybody. Thank you, John. Thank you for your patience. And we are here now with D.Wrex. Did I pronounce it?
Yes, perfect. Thank
Okay,
you.
perfect. So I know that it's both of you.
Yeah, I have my friend Zach accompanying me today on viola, something we just put together. And
Yeah. So,
excited.
but you're from San Diego, right? So
Yeah, born and raised.
So born and raised. And how is that like? Are you been playing for a long time? How is this coming up?
Yeah, I guess so. My first performance was when I was 10 or 11 years old. I'm ageless and timeless, so I won't reveal how old I am now. But it's been many years and many moons. So yeah, it many iterations. D.Wrex itself as both like my identity and but also artistic outlet is probably I think we're going on 5 years old. Yeah.
Got it. So, and how was that first? I'm going to second that. In your first performance, how was that?
As D.Wrex?
Well, no, when you were.
Oh, when I was
when
when
you
I
were
10 or
kid,
11. So my dad is a professional musician. He's a drummer, and so pretty much I was learning guitar, and I wrote my first couple songs. And he was like, "All right, that's it. We're taking you out. Like, here we go," and threw me in front of like a real. Looking back, it was probably so seedy. This like open mic, like strip mall, people smoking cigarettes outside, drinking coffee till midnight kind of vibe. You know, my dad was like, "Yeah, here we go. Like, this is it." You know. And everyone was so encouraging and so cool, and I was literally a child in those spaces, and yeah, I don't know, like a lot of my family and friends were just like down, like supportive, and
So you did like you played by yourself or with your dad? Like
a little bit of both. Yeah,
it was a
So-
collaboration. How was that collaboration?
yeah, no, me and my dad are super close still. Yeah, I mean, up until a few years ago, we would still do like a monthly gig at a bar where he's on drums, and
Really?
I'm not kidding. Yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
like straight boy drag for that, and
Okay.
I like.
And how was that? Like that's pretty interesting. Also because like I was talking to Carlos and Ariel, it's also hard, to have that close relationship with the parents. In my case, but you have to work and everything. But how's that like collaboration, that relation on the music side of your?
I'm so grateful and I'm so fortunate. There are so many alternative people in general, but especially queer people that never really get like a sense of validation or support from their family. And from a young age, my parents were again just kind of down, and like I would write songs with all kinds of stuff, and they were just like encouraging me. And even till today, like they'll still come to a gig, and it really fills my heart, and I still get emotional about it all the time because it's just like I don't know, it kind of unheard of. And what my parents have taught me about family and family building, I've definitely been able to extend to a greater chosen family as well. And there's many people that don't have a sense of a home in a person. And I try my best, both artistically, professionally, but also on a personal level, to be home for a lot of people because I was so fortunate to have been lifted by one. So.
Yeah, and also now that you touched that, also part of your project that I just read a little bit, it was your focus or trying to these concepts about beauty, pain, fear, and survival. How was that like? How was those concepts like fit into into the project or yourself or together?
Yeah,
Caught my attention with that.
Yeah, I guess there's a sort of metamorphosis that happens, right, and a caterpillar to butterfly effect that goes down, again, with a lot of people from an alternative background or a queer lifestyle. And I think that, it's heartbreaking that many of us don't make it through that process. And again, being so fortunate to have been lifted, the beauty, the pain, the fear, but also survival. And we survive every day. We keep going. You don't just like come out once and then you figure it out, or you don't, just like, okay, everyone's on the same page. Here we go, And then even then, it's like it shifts from like, the different planes of coming out as who you are, like, and I don't want to say coming out, more like revealing, back the layers over and over again, and kind of transforming, and that being fluid in itself, right? So a lot of what D.Wrex is and why I started writing it is because I needed an outlet for a lot of these changes and processes I was going through. And I think it's the first time that I ever decided, like, I'm gonna write like the most honest music I can. Like, I'm not gonna think about genre or arrangement. I'm just gonna write lyrics and sit at the keys or at my guitar and just see what happens.
Yeah, because also I went to the band camp and I read the description, and it says I read like noise rock, and I was expecting like really heavy thing, you know. But when I heard Spirits, you know, the first song, it was totally opposite of what I was thinking about.
Yeah, noise rock is something that's been, I've never said a genre. I think I'm like, for the record, like I've never like been like, this is it, like this is the one. So it's been a lot of like, I don't know, like a little KPBS article came out and they called it like operatic noise rock, and I was like, I'm not an opera singer, like I've never been trained like that, and I don't think on the scale of you know, acoustic singing to noise that I'm even near a 10. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where like. I just try to write really honest music. I try to like kind of not do my best to not let my own boundaries about what I can and can't do happen. And even the arrangements, like as D.Wrex, I've been fortunate enough to perform with a lot of really incredible musicians, and I literally like sit and score and arrange to like whatever instruments are available sometimes. So the band format of it has definitely been like, you know, we're on Volar Records for that and stuff, and like that's the main performance. It's kind of like a back to home base for me. It's being like, you know, electric baritone guitar and a drummer and a bass player. But like we're gonna do the same songs tonight, and it's like literally with viola and keyboards, you know, like, and I'm down, like I'm just ready, like I don't know.
No, it was pretty surprised to me. Like
Yeah.
they say, okay, so that's pretty cool. But also other thing that it caught my attention, it was for each song, like you said, it's you do a perform for each specific song, like unconventional perform every time. How's that like?
I mean, that was the original idea, and I don't know what budget I thought I was working with that I could pay a whole different orchestration of people every time or something, you know. But I was really fortunate to do some really cool concerts with, again, like either the stems of these songs I still perform or like literally these songs. Spirits, I think, has been, I mean, since the very first performance till now, like I'm still, I think, processing that song too, and like what I'm able to do with it. And it's been really cool. Yeah, I did a saxophone quintet, and I sang acoustically, like just because I knew a lot of saxophone players that were classically trained, and I was down. And I think strings I want to get into more, but yeah, a lot of them were written on keyboard, but I play them on baritone guitar to like relearn my own songs. So all of it shifted. Or I used to have like electronic tracks to some of them. They sounded a little more like dark wave sounding, which is cool too. So I don't know. The original idea was like, oh, I'm gonna keep myself so creatively on my toes and like orchestrate for every gig and this and play in a totally different space every time. And at some point, I was like, I just want to wail again with my electric guitar. Like I don't know. Like I'm not trying to. At some point, I realized I'm not practicing enough for every new iteration. Right? Like I didn't let it season.
Yeah. So no, it's probably on this case, what I see, probably on the perform part, I was also thinking more about the body. You know, it's always different how the body interacts with the sound, with the music, with this. It's also another, you know, way to think how unconventional body perform through the music, you know. So that's why I probably also could work or fit, you know, on how you feel the music. And,
yeah, no, I think you're getting to a good point where it's like, yeah, like physically, like I'm changing and hearing and feeling and expressing these things differently. Or like, yeah, there was a certain point where my voice was super in shape, you know, where I could like throw myself into all these things and sing over different kinds of instruments, and that like kind of intimidates me now, you know, like I think getting back to that musicianship would be ideal, but no, it really shifts a lot, you know.
And I heard you're opera voice, so you were, you know, so
the high notes, we'll call them the high notes. Yeah.
The high notes. So let's get into it, and let's talk about a little bit later after that.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, en Spanish, D.Wrex, bienvenido. Y está medio difícil traducir todo, pero lo van a escuchar. Los van a escuchar. Ok. Gracias.
Gracias. This is my good friend Zach, everybody. Welcome to the stage. I think I'm good. Bloody knuckle on my hand, swinging at the ghost where the tombstone stands. Bloody knuckle on my hand, swinging at the ghost where the tombstone stands. Bloody knuckle on my hand, swinging at the ghost where the tombstone stands. Bloody knuckle on my hand, swinging at the ghost where the tombstone stands. Bloody knuckle on my hand, swinging at the ghost where the tombstone stands. Bloody knuckle on my hand, swinging at the ghost where the tombstone stands. Bloody knuckle on my hand, swinging at the ghost where the tombstone stands. Bloody knuckle on my hand, swinging at the ghost where the tombstone stands. Bloody knuckle on my hand, swinging at the ghost where the tombstone stands. Bloody knuckle on my hand, swinging at the ghost where the tombstone stands. Bloody knuckle on my hand, swinging at the ghost where the tombstone stands. Bloody knuckle on my hand, swinging at the ghost where the tombstone stands. even as dust. I'm never dead. Drip your drops in my well, make me feel I can tell you my secrets and spells. Drops in my well. Drip your drops in my well, make me feel I can tell you my secrets and spells. Drops in my well. Drip your drops in my well, make me feel I can tell you my secrets and spells. Drops in my well. Thank you. My name is D.Wrex. I'd like to thank Zach for performing with me today. I got one more song, y'all. While the whole world sleeps, I wake as an owl, thinking, who was I then? Who am I now? Paint my new face, my frown a brown dye, slow danced. I thought love was found. I've been places, came and went. I came back to come again. Sometimes an animal, sometimes a man, mostly a lady. If I can drop names like glass slippers to rags became friends. I've seen my graves. A piece of me died. Every place I left names. They wait. They will to be claimed. But I'm not ready. Glamour, grace, ferocity. I live my life, no apologies. You could never be me, no. The dangers I've seen. Watch sisters fall, scar queen into history. I was the sweetest boy.
Thank you very much. I think that now I understand those concepts that we mentioned in the beginning, the pain and beauty, and also the survival and the strength of your voice. It's pretty amazing. And more than the rock noise, I will say that it's going to be an ambient noise and a pretty chill thing. So, and one of the caught my attention. It was how Zach and you could come together. Also, when he was playing the violin, and at the moment that you move your hands, it was the right time of Zach to I don't know. It's just like.
Yeah, bless him.
It was a pretty thing, but I don't know. It was pretty strong, and everybody think.
Thank you.
It wasn't the same. I believe so.
Yeah. No, I'm grateful for the opportunity to have an interesting space that got the cobwebs off of me to do something like this. And Zach really just happened to be in town, and he's a pro, so wrote some music and certainly arranging this, and I think you're right. Yeah, like the phrasing and the movement and stuff was something that I adjusted to this time, which was really, really refreshing and cool.
Yeah, I think that's one. Beside the music and the lyrics and your voice, I think to me it's very important how the bodies can also talk. So that's pretty amazing, and thank you also, Zach, for being here and everything. So, but yeah, it's. One thing that I would like to ask, how this collaboration happen? Often it is sometimes, or how is that?
Me and Zach went to college together. We went to music school many, many years ago, and we have been really close, but never once have we performed together. So this is actually the very first time we've ever performed together. Isn't that really nice?
Very nice. So,
great. So, yeah, no, and... Yeah, absolutely. No, we really had a conversation about how, sometimes without a sense of community, it's difficult to bring ourselves to practice and perform, or have a sense of self and purpose in being artists and musicians and whatever that means, And literally by the end of the conversation, I was like, yeah, I have this gig. I don't even know what I'm going to do yet. And then he was like, well, I'll be in town. Do you need a viola player? And I was like, please.
Definitely.
And I will pick you up if I have to, So I'm really grateful. And again, grateful for the space and everything. And everyone's working so hard, and it's been so cool. And I'm so into this. I love it.
Yeah, so we hope, I hope that this collaboration keep going.
Yeah,
definitely. So I don't know if you want to add something else, or if you have upcoming events, or share your social media. I don't know, it's just whatever.
You can find my self-titled EP on Volar Records, Bandcamp, and then on Spotify and stuff, as well as you can find me on Instagram as D.Wrex, and any iteration of whatever I do will be under that title and name. I can't run multiple accounts. I can't. So it's just anything D.Wrex does. And then you can find Zach at Viola_Toad as well, if you want to follow. He does a lot of really cool music and interesting stuff.
Now.
Yeah, no, he's a pro. It's crazy.
No, definitely. You can see it. So thank you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, Zach, for being here and everything. So thank you, Xavier. And let's go back to John Jolly, and thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Hello. Mirrored Fatality.